Today's daf is daf Samach. We are going to begin our daf Samach, starting in Tes Amud Beis, the last line, Amar Abaye. Now, yesterday we learned about if somebody says that, behold, I'm going to be Mekadesh you after 30 days, somebody came and took that was Mekadesher. So we learned different halachas. So Abaye says, according to Rav, who holds that the suffix if after 30 days, as we learned yesterday, is a Tanai or a Chazara. So the question is now, if one came and said the following, he said like this statement, so somebody came and said, you're Mekudeshes to me from now and after 30 days. And another person during these 30 days said to her, you are Mekudeshes to me from now and after 20 days. And another person came and said to her, you are Mekudeshes to me from now and after 10 days. So the halacha is, she needs a get for the first man and the last man, but from the middle one, she does not need to have a get. And then Baye explains it. Whichever way you look at it, she'll need a get. Why? Because if this expression, when you say is a condition that she should be Mekudeshes from now, if he does not retract within 30 days, so then the Kamoi Kiddushi, the first is Kidushin, and the Hanaf Lav Kidushin, whereas the Kidushin of those other men are not Kidushin. And if it's a retraction, it's a chazara after saying, in other words, from now he changed his mind and delayed the moment of the Kidushin, so then the Basroi Kidushin, then only the Kidushin of the last one is Kidushin, and the Hanaf Lav Kidushin, whereas the Kidushin of those men are not Kidushin. Why? Because they're postponed, as they both postponed their Kiddushin to the later date. So either way you look at it, the Kiddushin of the middle man basically is nothing. So for the Gemara Pshita, it's obvious that this case, what's the Chidush of Abaye? And for the Gemara Mal the Tema, you would say, that this formulation means a condition and also means a retraction. And therefore she should require a get from each and every one of them, including the middleman, due to the suffix. It's possible that the first man retracted while the second one made it tonight, in which case only a Kidushin, the second one really takes effect. Therefore he teaches us that according to Rav, the suffix concerns the meaning of the expression itself, and there is no suffix with regards to the intention of each individual person who says this expression. So there's no possibility that the woman is Mekudeshes to the middleman. Ulam Rabbi Echnon says the name of Rabbi Echnon, Afilu Leia Teifsin Ba. Even if 100 were Mekudeshes her in this manner, the Kidushin is effective with regards to her. That even the Kidushin of 100 is effective with regard to her. So he says, as with Allah time of the Rabbi Echnon, I will explain the reason of Rabbi Echnon. Shabu nafshayu kishir v'delivnei. These 100 men have rendered themselves like a row of bricks. Each and every one of them leaves a gap for the other. In other words, as Rashi says, that when you have bricks, so if you're going to have all the bricks just on one pile, line up exactly, so then it's going to tumble. But if you spread out, like buildings and how you're supposed to build, then you leave room for each another. So it will last. So since there's a period of time before the Kiddushin of each man takes effect, other Kiddushin intervenes in the meantime. Rasa Chanina Ravina asks a child to the ruling from a brisa. If a person says to his wife, this is your get from today and after my death. So there's a suffix, get any get, there's a suffix, whether this is a get or not a get. But he makes, and therefore if he dies, she performs chalitza, but does not enter in Yibum, since she might not be divorced. So the obligation of Yibum applies to her, but in practice she cannot perform Yibum in case which in fact they divorce, and therefore she's forbidden to her later husband's brother, as it's a Isser Kadis. So the Gemara says, granted according to Rav, Misayeh Alei, the Brisa supports Rav, as Rav maintains that the meaning of the expression is uncertain. Now, the Shmuel Nami, according to the opinion of Shmuel as well, although he claims that the phrase is a condition rather than a retraction, he can explain as follows. Hamani Rabbanani. This is according to the Rabbanan. Rananda Amri Kanabni. And I hold like Rabbi. But according to Rabbi Yechanan, the Amr Shurav, but according to Rabbi Yechanan, who said that this phrase that leaves room for Kiddushin is a case where he uses the phrase with regards to the get. So the Cheda called Gita the Mishar, this get that leaves is nothing. So Yabum Miyame, let him take the Yibum. Rabbi said, get the get serves to remove the wife from the husband, and the death serves to remove her, to dissolve her from marriage, which means that she's allowed to marry anybody she wants. Mashashir get, that whatever part is left from her, from that get, Gomar to Misa, nevertheless is completed by death, and therefore there's a complete act of krisis. Well, Abaya says, Midome, can you compare the cases? Get a get removes her not only from her husband's authority, but also from the authority of the Yavam. However, when it comes to death, that brings her into the authority of Yavam because it renders her obligated to Yavam. Abaya said, Hosam time am I. Now, what is the reason for the concern that they get? According to Rebbe, it's not because the get is not valid. It's a decree due to the case of one who says to his wife, "You hereby divorce from today if I die." So I get, everyone agrees this is a get that goes into effect if that day he dies. Since one may confuse the two cases, Chum made a decree, if one says you are going to be divorced from today and after my death, the get is considered valid to the extent that the woman does not enter into you. Gemara asks, let us make a decree. It's a case where he said, you're hereby, your get from today, if I die, the tachlitz, that she should perform chalitza, due to the fact of ayim achamisa. So my answer is, if you say that she performs chalitza, Mr. Bemes, then she will go to Mr. Bemes. Here too, in the case where he says, if you say that she performs chalitza, people mistakenly say that she would enter into Yibum. So my answer is to say, let her be Mziyabim, because Shashar Rabban is only Shashar Rabban. Okay, now we're going to begin a brand new Mishnah. You ready? A person who says to a woman, you are Mekudeshes to me with this pruta on condition that I will give you 200 dinners. So a man goes to a woman, says, you are Mekudeshes to me on condition that I will give you 200 dinners. So what's the din? She's Mekudeshes immediately, and he shall give her this money. Now if he said to her that the Kidushin is but if he says that I'm going to give you this money from now until 30 days, so then, if he gave her the money within 30 days, then Mekudeshes is Mekudeshes. And if not, any Mekudeshes. So, if he says, so the Kiddushin is effective, and he has to give it. But if he says, I'm going to give you, so if he does it in the 30 days, great. If not, any Mekudeshes. Now, on condition that I have 200 dinners, she's Mekudeshes. If he said to her that the Kidushin is on condition that I have 200 dinners, she's Mekudeshes for this sum. Now, if he said to her that the Kidushin is on condition that I will show you 200 zuz, she's Mekudeshes, she's Mekudeshes, and he shall show her the money to her. And if he is a money exchange and shows her money belonging to others on the money exchange table, she's not Mekudeshes. As his statement means that he will show her money of his own. Okay. Itmar was stated that the Amoraim disagree with regards to the text of the Mishnah. Rav Huna says that you have to read it, and he shall give. It's a valid Kedusha from the outset, and the man is obligated to give her the promised amount. This is when he gives, meaning that the Kedusha takes effect only when he actually gives her the money. The more elaborate. Yehuna says Yitin, which is a Tanai heavy. Is that Tanai? So So he shall give. In other words, he does the condition, and he proceeds to fulfill the condition. Rabbi Yehuda says that the Mishnah means when he gives. The chiyoy of heavy Kidushin. When he will give the money, it will be Kidushin. Hashtami will have a Kidushin, but now it's at least not a Kidushin. Right? The money might be now. What's the difference between them? The difference is if she extended her hand and accepted Kidushin from another man during the period between the initial Kidushin and the delivery of the money. Then according to Rabbi S Greenwald, as he maintains that when the first man gives her the money, the Kidushin takes effect the mafreya from the time of his earlier statement. But according to Rabbi Yehuda, the Kidushin of the second man is a valid Kidushin, as the Kidushin of the first man does not take effect until after he actually gives her the money. We also do the Mishnah concerning this case. However, if a person tells a woman, this is your get on condition that you will give me 200 dinners. And she should give. She shall give him. When you give. Tonight have it. And therefore, tonight also it's a tonight, and go. And she shall give. So when she gives, when he will give the money to him, when she will give the money to him, it's a valid get. Now it's not a good get. What's the difference? The difference is where the get was torn or lost. So according to Huna, it's a get, and the Rabbi get, it's not a good get. Where it says it's necessary to state both machlekes, the one with regards to the Kidushin, as the one, and the one with regards to divorce. Why? If it only tell you about Kidushin, the machlekes is I would say Dafka over there, the Huna holds that the Kidushin takes effect immediately, despite the fact that he must still give her the money. Why? Because Kidushin comes to draw her near to him. So therefore, it's likely that he meant for the Kidushin to take effect immediately. With regards to divorce, when he comes to distance herself, maybe he agrees to Yehuda that the divorce comes into effect only from the moment she gave the money. Now, and if the machlekes has been stated with regard to the case concerning the get, so I would say Dafka Huna over there holds that the divorce comes to effect immediately in this situation, because she is not ashamed to demand the money from her whenever he wants, and therefore the divorce is immediately. But in the case of the Kidushin, the sifa law, the mitve, when she is ashamed to claim the money from him, so maybe he agrees to Rabbi Yehuda that the woman does not accept the Kidushin until she actually receives the money. So therefore it's necessary to state the machlekes in both cases. Basically, the Gemara says, I want to ask you to the opinion of Yehuda from a Braisa, this is your get on condition that you will give me 200 zuz. So obviously she needs to call out get the shavad, even if the get was torn or was lost. But she may not marry another man until she gives him the money. So this ruling apparently accords with an opponent's opinion that the get of divorce goes into effect from the moment it's given. Tanya learned in another brayso long with regards to a man who said to his wife, this is your get a condition that you will give me 200 zuz and v'meiz, and he died childless. So if she gave him the money, she's not bound to the but if she did not give him the money, so then she is bound. Shimon Gamliel says, they sent us the offer with the Abba with Echad Minakrib. So Rav Shimon Gamliel says, if she did not give to the husband during the lifetime, so she may give the money to her late husband's brother, or to his father, or to the relatives who yarshin from him. By doing so, she fulfills the condition and the mafrei is divorce. So the way I analyze this. Today I disagree with regard to the following. The first Tana holds that on condition you will give me means to be specifically, but not to the Yarshim. So if she does not give the money to him, she's not divorced, and she cannot fulfill the condition by giving the money to the Yarshim. My Savar and the founder of Shimon Gamliel holds, I feel the Yarsha, even to my hairs. Why? Because everyone agrees that it's a condition, and the condition and the condition and the divorce takes effect from the moment the get is given. So the Chayin Tziyus to Rabbi Yehuda is a Shaila Rabbi Yehuda. So Rabbi Yehuda will say, Hamani, who's the opinion? This is Rabbi. Don't Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi says, Kolei Ramanas. Whenever you say the words Almanas is Ma'ashav. It's like saying Ma'ashav. And the Chachamim disagree, claiming that the expression does not mean that the action should take effect immediately, but only when the condition is fulfilled. And Rabbi Yehuda would conclude by adding, and I spoke in accordance with the opinion of Chacham. Now let's focus on the text itself. Rabbi Kolei Ramanas, anybody who says Almanas is Kolei Ma'ashav is saying that the agreement will take effect retroactively from now, even though the condition is fulfilled later. Rabbi Zera says, when we were in bubble, we would say, Rabbi, that Kolei Ramanas came from Ma'ashav. Pick it up on Allah, and the Chacham disagree. When we ascended there, as you saw, I found Rabbi S sitting and saying the following ruling in the name of Rabbi Yechanan, that Hakol Meidim Be'im Ramanas came from Ma'ashav. And they disagreed only with regards to the case of a person who says to his wife, from today and after my death, whether he's considered to have added a condition or to have retracted from his initial statement. Tanya, and it was taught in a brisa, if one says to his wife, he said, this is your get from today and from my death. So it's a get, any get. And Divrei Chachamim are uncertain whether he changed his mind from his initial kavanah of giving the document that day, and now wishes to give the divorce after his death, which is not effective, which we learned yesterday, or whether he was merely adding a condition that the get should take effect from today only when he dies. Now, Rabbi Emre says kazek, and it is a get. So Mar asks Rabbi Yehuda Damar Ba'al Manas Dami Pligi. According to the opinion of Rabbi Yehuda, who says that the Tanaim also disagree with regards to a person who says to his wife, Amanas. So the Cheda, the Mithli Ba'yem Elacham, and if the Amanas, wanting to disagree with Amanas, he says like this, he changed the Rebbe to tell us the power of Rebbe. The Mayim Lacham Nami hires a get. That even in this case, it's a get. Why not argue with Amanas to tell us the power of the Rabbanon? So my answer is, it's preferable to emphasize the power of leniency. It's always better to formulate a machlekes in a manner that emphasizes the extent of the kula. Now, the Mishnah taught with regards to a person who says to a woman, you are mekudeshes to me, Amanashet and the Chomekan, a condition that you will give, I will give you a particular sum of money from now until 30 days. So if he gives the money within the allotted time, she is mekudeshes. The Gemara questions the need for the ruling. Pshita, it's obvious. The Gemara explains, you would say that he specified time period is not a proper condition. And he said only to motivate himself to prove the sincerity of his intention. Therefore, it teaches us that the time period is an essential part of the condition. If he fails to give her the money within this period of the condition is void. Now, on condition that I have 200 dinners. If he in fact possesses this specified amount, she's mekudeshes. But if he does not, she's not mekudeshes. And let us be concerned that perhaps he has this sum, although he fails to show it to her. How can his Kidushin be nullified if there's no conclusive evidence that he does not have the money? Well, another thing, Tanya Chashina Shema Yeshtei, it's taught that we are concerned that perhaps he has the money. So my answer is like Kash, not a question. If it's a definitive Kidushin, which is not established in this case, as he failed to demonstrate that he has the funds, in the case of the Bryce, is referring to a uncertain Kidushin. The Kidushin cannot be entirely disregarded, as he might have all the money. A condition that I will show you 200 zuz, she is mekudeshes, and he must show her the money. Tana was taught, and intended to see only his own money. If even if he holds somebody else's money as part of a joint business venture, nevertheless, as the money does not actually belong to him, because he failed to fulfill his condition.